Hello, it's me again. Um, yep, just can't get enough looking at this phone and talking to it. It's just so much fun. At any rate, I made a video, I don't know, about a week ago or whatnot, about questions about the soul, spirit, and consciousness. Uh, Answered you know, another YouTube channel, which I guess mentioning his name without his permission was wrong, even though I thought that I was merely promoting his channel. But um, that's neither here nor there at the moment. Um, at any rate, this is a continuation on that particular video because it's been uh, taken, like, that particular YouTube channel has kind of morphed my idea into, um, instead of biological energy, it's spectral energy, and spectral energy being harnessed to use as a weapon. At any rate, that's nowhere near where I was wanting to go with it. But starting with that being said, biological energy. This is all my opinion and theory. Can't prove none of it. You know, till we die and are on the other side and can come back and tell somebody. Nobody will ever know. But um, in my head, uh, this is sort of what I believe, for the most part, that to where we left off, the soul is you. It's your eternal you. Your eternal will always be, and it has energy that it sends, which is a spirit, to inhabit other living things. Uh, and then while the spirit's in that living thing, it has a conscious that varies with the degree at which whatever living object it's in, um, takes. The human mind being high level, blade of grass, low level, and everything in between. So, and once the spirit's done in that particular living object and it dies, that information that it gained goes back to your soul, which is source, and order for your soul to gain wisdom to evolve. Okay, like I said, theory in my crazy head. At any rate, as far as biological energy being collected for harnessed for a weapon, biological energy cannot be captured for physical energy use. This can't happen because biological energy won't transfer to physical energy. They're two separate forms of energy. Um, like, okay, electric and gas, two different forms of energy, but they're one combusts, the other uh, flows. Um, you can't take gas and make electrical energy unless you take certain steps, or whatnot. Um, but with biological energy, it cannot be used as physical energy. It just can't. And I'll explain a little more why. But physical energy is like chemical reaction and creates a byproduct, meaning not only is the energy's physical state being changed, but its basic properties will remain within the non-living energy realm. Meaning, you put gas in your car, you drive down the road, and then the exhaust that comes out your tailpipe, that byproduct will remain part of the physical energy realm. Okay. Most physical energy is stored energy, and it takes a reaction to become kinetic. So most of your physical energy is just sitting there like a battery or capacitor with energy within it, and won't become kinetic until a reaction happens to release it. All right. Biological energy will only transfer into other living things. This is because only in a living thing can the spirit and consciousness gain the experience information that the source, your soul, needs. Biological energy is a control energy. It transfers, and whatever it may enter next, the spirit will control that object through consciousness. Hence, being a control energy, biological energy is a low voltage energy. Example, the thermostat in your house is 24-volt control system, that controls your heat and cool in your furnace, which is, either a 120 or 240 volt system. But the thermostat, 24 volts is all it is, and that controls the whole thing. So basically, for the metaphor, biological energy is a low, like your brain operates on so many volts. Well, all living things are low voltage. So that would make us, plus, basically consciousness, we control whatever we inhabit. Both energy types coexist on a physical plane, but the two cannot intermix. Think about it. There is no physical energy state that can be all three, or four if you count plasma, but I'm not talking about plasma. So all three states all in one object. No physical energy is in solid, liquid, and gas state all at once. They're either one and the other. Now, living biological energy allows for solid, liquid, and gas. All three states can, and in all cases, does reside within one object. Example, a human, us human beings, this, meat suit we live in, looks like a solid. We're solid. And we're 70% water. And then we breathe in the air, Hence, we ourselves are 3 states of matter in one object. You know, only biological energy can do that. Plus, biological energy during transfer will recognize and connect with an object that can accept spirit and consciousness. All living things. This is the kicker here. This is the bottom line of consciousness. All living things, no matter the level of consciousness, humans being the highest, blade of grass being the lowest, and everything in between, there's a common thread that connects all living things, no matter what the consciousness level, and that is, at the time of its death, before it dies, it will strive to survive. I mean, let me say it again. If a living thing, no matter what it is dying, then it's going to fight to live, to stay alive. And that is proof of awareness. You know, think about it. It knows it's dying. If it wasn't aware, then it would just go gently into that good night. But any living thing will strive to survive. So, hence, every living thing has at least the basic awareness that it's there. That's pretty, and that ties every living thing together. That makes us all connected. Let's strive to survive action should. This, on a scholar level, this strive to survive action should, in my humble opinion, be the baseline of measuring or knowing if something is conscious or not. I mean, it's that simple. I mean, can't get any simpler than that. Literally. I like simple. Things are easier to look at when they're simple. But biological energy is the most efficient kind of energy at remaining balanced. This is because it's the only energy that combines the 3 pillars, and the soul governs when and where, or maybe even what timeline, it decides to send the spirit consciousness to. The soul will also send a spirit and consciousness into an object that it doesn't have information on. So, I guess I'm saying that maybe you don't inhabit the same thing twice. You know, and necessarily a living thing don't need to be on this planet. You know, who knows what all living things are out there in the universe. You know, it could be anywhere, anytime. So there's an infinite amount of living objects to go to for, you know, wow. That's, note, the soul's only interest is information, which once obtained turns into knowledge. Knowledge, which once is obtained, turns into wisdom. And wisdom is what allows the soul to evolve. So now we can add more to the magical number 3, which I subscribe to Nikola Tesla's number 3 is the key to the universe. And here are some examples. With that added, is the physical universe 3 pillars is space equals area, gravity and electromagnetism equals structure of physical matter in the universe, and light equals observable, so it ties it all together. Biological energy 3 pillars is the soul, the source, 2 spirit, the energy for consciousness to reside, 3 conscience, the tool that the spirit uses to collect information for the soul. Alright, now that just got me to 3 pillars for the soul to evolve: information, experience of the consciousness, 2 knowledge. 1 information equals experience of the consciousness, 2 knowledge equals information once it has been experienced or once stored, 3 wisdom equals the total amount of knowledge that the soul has gained. And then the 3 pillars of physical matter in this physical universe, from macro to micro. The atom consists of protons, neutrons, electrons. The number 3, my friends. I think I'm trying to go somewhere with this number 3, really, is what I'm doing. Yeah, question. Does or is biological energy consist of or built from atoms like physical matter? I don't know. I'm thinking not, but I'll have to think on that a little bit more. But in order to gain information in its purity, the biological energy must be a neutral energy. It must strive not to strive. Meaning, strive not to strive, just this allows for the spirit to experience information from all angles or all sides and format, not from one limited point of view. Time does not exist in the transfer realm when you die and you are transferring to another living, object. So time does not exist in the transfer realm or the realm of the soul. Time is only our construct created by the consciousness during its time in whatever living object it is in. And this is because once the transfer is made, every living thing has a birth, beginning, and an end, death. So, birth and death gives the consciousness the illusion of time. And keep in mind that the level of consciousness will vary depending on the object the spirit occupies. You know, like the human brain and the five senses, and you know, as complex as it is, the human consciousness is a very high level of consciousness. You know, we we taste, touch, um, hear, see, you know, um, and smell. So the soul is going to gain more information from being inhabiting a human than anything else, as far as I know. You know, um, but you know, a human, like, you can't, as a human, have the information. It is what it feels like if, you know, you were a bush in the neighbor's backyard. You know, you can't you can't even begin to imagine what the consciousness of that feels like. You know, so the soul has to go, you know, send the spirit into all these different things to get first-hand information. And remember, wisdom is the reason for the whole thing. Wisdom is everything. It's the most important thing there is anywhere in any dimension or timeline. Wisdom is it, you know? And you can't have wisdom without first having knowledge, and you can't have knowledge without first having information to take in to be stored. Okay, so information, you take in information, you comprehend it, retain it, and store it, and it becomes knowledge. And the more knowledge you take in, it becomes wisdom. Because there's things that, like, things are moving so fast these days that there's no wisdom backing the stuff that they're putting out. They just put it out, and, you know, there'll be consequences. There will be. Because information and knowledge, you know, it's got to have wisdom backing it. You know, it's all bad if you don't have wisdom of what you're doing. And there's a lot of shit that's going on that there's no wisdom behind it. So, yeah. Yeah, food for thought. Think about the number 3. Um, any comments about it, feel free to email me at jdride, so jdride33 at gmail.com. And peace out.